Welcome, everybody. Charles, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Welcome to our live for this evening. We are going to kind of talk about a specific topic, and I'm looking forward to this because I've got some creepy stories to get your interpretation of.
I mean, to me, it's all creepy. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to it. I haven't talked about Black Eyed Kids, and oh gosh, let's see. Dave and we I think we talked about them on an episode back in 2020. So it's been quite some time. So
yeah,
I'm ready to dive in, man. I can't wait to hear what you got.
yeah. It's going to be fun. So,
It's perfect.
without further ado, let's get into the Black Eyed Kids. So,
Let's do it.
you've heard the initial story, so people don't
Yeah,
realize this is a recent phenomenon. Like when it comes to paranormal
yeah. The
encounters.
90s is when it started. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, 1996.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny how this. I would consider this the birth of like the creepy pasta phenomenon.
I could say that. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, especially when you have the turn of the age where the internet's
Yeah,
becoming a more of a thing and people are posting their own. Yeah, I would completely agree for sure.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people have criticized this journalist Brian Bethel
Yeah,
since his initial report, but like to this day, he still stands by his encounter. Like he
uh,
goes to conferences and talks about it.
yeah.
And
Hey, man, if you got something that's this popular and you have more and more people like, oh my gosh, I've had very similar experiences. Stick
right.
with it. Keep going with it. Absolutely.
So the thing that kind of like throws me is I think these things have been around for a very, 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 very long time. They've just never been identified the way that they currently are being identified.
I would agree with that.
Because like why don't you tell the people like some of the characteristics and the um kind of, not necessarily characteristics but like what kind of boxes they fall into in the
Oh my
paranormal
gosh.
realm.
Okay, so I mean,
Okay.
some people would go, some would go cryptid, urban legend, some would go more folklore, some would also maybe aliens. I mean, you kind of touched on it, so like, let's say a few things that kind of just line up with any of those. The first one, which is the most creepy to me, is just the solid black eyes,
Yeah.
right? I've had a let's say I've had a paranormal encounter where I've seen things with solid black eyes. Now, was it a child? I don't know. It took the form of a child, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like your typical black eyed kids experience. It was
Yeah.
to me what I thought was paranormal as a ghost, where 1 minute it's there and then the next it was just gone. So for me personally, that one always takes the cake. You have dated clothing, which is usually out of period clothing. There are some where, like hoodies or, jackets of some sort, but typically it is your different kinds of clothing that people wear
Hmm.
or that the kids wear. The kids are usually between 6 and 18, or sorry, 6 and 16, so younger. Blonde hair, dark hair, either one. It could vary. It's very similar to that movie. Oh gosh, Village of the Damned. You know what I'm talking about with the blonde haired kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very similar to what those kids look like and the creepiness of
I was
those
going to
kids.
add one of those pictures to the slideshow to begin with, but
Perfect.
I wasn't sure people would get the reference.
No, well, I love old horror movies, so for me,
I do too.
it's perfect. Hey, Jocelyn, happy to have you here. Black, thank you for showing up. Peyton, nice to meet you. But
Why?
yeah,
Why?
why? What? Who? Jocelyn? I
Why?
can't look at. God, I love it. I love it. I just, it's fantastic. Oh, okay, so I love that story so much. Anyways, so some more characteristics of the kids as well. So you have, let's see, some kids look older in the face, but they have smaller bodies.
Yeah.
They tend not to say anything. Maybe like like a let me in, or they're very specific, or they just don't say a darn thing. People usually just have that very primal fear reaction when they see something like that. Now, I've only had that primal fear happen a couple times during investigations, or actually, it's very rare to happen anymore, where your body just reacts without you really thinking about what's happening. So a lot of primal fear. And then, yeah, there's times where they're just gone. And for some reason, I will say one of the fair, consistent things, mainly with black-eyed children, is they have to be invited in.
Vampires.
They can't exactly. It's weird, right? It lines up kind of with vampires. So it is a very weird phenomena that does happen. But I completely agree with you. I think it kind of starts off with that creepypasta. But I will say I did find someone on a website that they did a little bit more research on them and linked them to like old folklore, like these beings called changelings.
Yep.
And we could talk about that after a bit. But yeah.
Yeah, the facet that really, really weirds me out is all of the stories that I've done in my research where they're captured on camera.
Yes.
And someone calls the police. Usually these happen at commercial buildings where the security guards notice them on camera, and then they call the cops, go back and look on camera, and they're not there. But they're never seen on any of the cameras leaving the premise. They're just gone. That the often association of pale skin and rotting flesh smell, and the black eyes lend people to associate them with demons, because not having pure black eyes, that means that you lack a soul, because you can't see into that person's soul.
Which is frightening of itself, you know? Yeah. There's been times where I've seen... She's referring to... So, Jocelyn made a comment. Did you know that Durka, a.k.a. me, by the way, just what she says, was in the movie Children of the Damned? Because there is a picture of me out there that I gave to Frankie when we did that whole thing with Haunted Garage. And he put our pictures together, and it's a kid picture, essentially. And I have that classic, blonde kid creepy haircut, you know, and she says I'm a ginger, but I was originally a blonde. I've turned ginger later in my life. So
when I was a kid, I have a picture of myself.
Yeah,
my hair was pure white.
Yeah, same, dude. That's how my hair. Yeah. So when I was born, I was pure white, like platinum, if some would say. Yep. And then eventually, it just got kind of darker and darker as time went. And for a while there, as a kid, I was just a pure blonde, blue-eyed kid. Yeah, so I was the perfect Children of the Damned persona.
I wonder if I can find that.
But I was too hyper. I was not a creepy kid. You know what I mean? That movie's wild. It's a crazy movie. Which that was, I think, in the 1960s, right? I'm gonna say it was 1960s.
It was either late 50s or early 60s. Yeah, because it was black and white.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's... I don't know if you've ever read any of the stories. The people camping.
Mm-hmm. I've gone through my fair share.
Holy shit! Camping sucks to begin with, but can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and hearing a little kid scratching on your tent, saying, "Hey, I need to..."
Anything scratching on my tent?
Exactly.
Oh, the creep didn't come until later. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
Wow.
Thanks for that, Jocelyn. Thanks for that vote of confidence. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thanks for... Maybe she is meaning Erica for some reason. Who knows?
Yeah.
Weird.
So I've only ever read one story. I'm sure there's more out there of someone actually letting them in the house.
Okay, see, I haven't read this story, so this one's new to me.
So the guy opened his door and they were behind a locked screen.
Okay.
And for some reason he unlocked the screen and immediately got that fear, that dread, you done fucked up, Ron.
Right, exactly.
kind of thing. He went and hid in his bathroom and locked his bathroom for several hours. And he could hear them rummaging through stuff and knocking stuff over. And after a couple hours, the noises stopped. And that fear kind of went away. he came out to check to see what was going on. They were gone. The house was perfectly intact. It makes me wonder if they could be some sort of extraterrestrial, and they were like hiding stuff to monitor. But then I've also read stories where the black-eyed kids are picked up in black SUVs by the Men in Black.
I hadn't heard that one yet. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like an escaped project that left the facility or something. Who knows?
No, like they don't gain access, so they give up and they walk back to the SUV, and the Men in Black let them into the car. Kind of like their
JD entered the chat.
That's all right. We forgive you.
Nah, that's for now. You better wait till this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
But yeah, can you imagine if they are some sort of extraterrestrial entity and they are in cahoots with the government?
To me, it makes sense. What else has black eyes, right? Like solid. I mean, there's plenty of different entities, right? Well, yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, when you get into the folklore of changelings too, like I wouldn't be surprised if those are aliens as well. You know, to me, you know, it sounds like when you think of changelings, I think of also skinwalkers, all sorts of different beings, right? So, but for me, I do agree with you. Like they really could be like, especially if they're hooded, right? And you think they're children. Well, there's some black-eyed aliens you can't really see their features very well, so it's really hard to make out what they could be.
Speaking of changelings, have you watched the movie The Watchers that M. Night Shyamalan's daughter wrote and directed?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I really should though.
It's about changelings, and she did a very, very good job.
The Watchers. Okay, I'll have to throw it on the list. I may have years ago, but let's put it this way: there was definitely movies that I wasn't paying attention to necessarily, but were on the screen when I was a kid that I shouldn't have been around sometimes. So it's like in the dark, deep recesses of my mind. It's like I'll dream about that stuff later, and it's like, where did that come from? What? Like, it's so funny. Like I had one dream that was exactly like the movie Phantasm, but I never watched, till my memory, I have never watched Phantasm. Well, till like recently, I've never watched Phantasm, but as a kid, I dreamed about almost the exact like scenario. It was so weird. And then same thing with some of the Freddy Krueger movies. Like it's just, I was there, I was around it, but I don't remember watching it, and I'll dream about it years later. But
it's funny. Like one of my favorite movies of all time now is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But I remember watching that
so
as a kid.
So
it scared the piss out of me as a kid.
All right, I got one more that it's pretty out there and wild, but Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, great movie.
It's so good.
That was if I'm not mistaken, that I can't remember the name of the company, but it was the same director and production company that made like the Toxic Avenger.
Oh really? I didn't know that. Which I need to watch that, by the way. I need to watch that new one.
What is that? It's got a very specific name. Troya.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
Yeah, Jocelyn, if you've never seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, you really should. You're missing out. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them.
I think they made 2 of them. They even made video games about it.
Yeah, that'd be really good. It's John Fike's birthday,
so
we're celebrating. Nice, awesome.
He turned 50 today.
Oh boy, that's a big, that's a big number. Anyways,
he's almost dead.
Oh well, that's morbid as heck. But sure, Larry, sure.
So, I was talking to you earlier.
Yes.
About a story that I was told as a little kid. I believe I was in 2nd or 3rd grade.
Yes.
And I never really paid much attention to it. That's a great movie.
I love that movie so much. It's such a great movie.
So I grew up in Ellenwood, Kansas.
Okay.
Which is where the Central Kansas Paracon was last year. My teacher was also my babysitter for a while, and I went with her one time to watch her daughter in high school in another town play volleyball
Okay.
while she was babysitting me. And on the way back, I've I've never been able to forget this story. I don't know if she was just trying to scare me, um, which thinking back on it, that would be pretty effed up because it
Yeah.
did scare me. She told me that one time she was driving to see her daughter and she would take the backwoods through rural Kansas. So, trees on one side, dirt road, and then a field on the other. She said that she noticed a teenage girl standing on the side of the road. She was pale white.
Hmm.
So she pulled over and left her window up to see if the girl was in trouble or needed help.
Interesting.
The girl walked up to her car door window on the driver's side, and she was like, "Hey, do you need help? What's going on?" And the girl just stared at her with black eyes. Pure black eyes. Didn't say anything. Didn't try to get into the car. She sat there for like 2 or 3 minutes trying to get this girl to say something. Then all of a sudden, the girl looked up and across the car, and she turned and looked, and there was a teenage male with pale skin, beat up clothes, and black eyes standing on the passenger side, staring at her through the window.
Oh.
And she was like, "Oh, like nope."
Bye-bye.
So she's like, "You guys need to leave.
Yeah.
Please get out of here."
Hmm.
They tried to forcefully get into her car, and she sped off. And as she got like a half a mile down the road, she looked back in the rearview mirror, and they were just gone.
Huh. Well, first I will say, hearing that, at first I think that it would be a like ghost experience.
Yeah,
that's right? What I would first think of, right? Which, I mean, black-eyed kids, maybe they're ghosts too. Who knows? But
yeah,
that's the first thing that comes to mind. But okay, have fun, Jocelyn. Miss
Bye.
you. But yeah, I would say, yeah, since there was 2 of them, and then they were violently, well, you said they were trying to really get in the car, right? Like they were violently trying to get in,
like trying to pull the handle to
get in. Okay, I wouldn't say violently necessarily, but then yeah, because I mean, not that I've had plenty of roadside paranormal experiences, but I don't hear a lot of stories of them trying to open the door to get in from like ghosts, right? Like you'd think it would be like it would just be there and then they're gone, or like you see somebody walking and they just disappear. But physical interactions with a object like that does make me think that it's something a little bit more than just a ghost.
To be honest, they were probably just methed out teenagers.
Well, that too. That's a very good point. And if it was dark outside, our eyes might have looked black. You know?
Yeah, but I just found it interesting because the fact that within the matter of like 20 seconds, her looking in the rearview mirror and they were gone. Like, even if they had walked off onto the side of the road or something, she still would have been able to see them, unless they just took off running.
Yeah, I mean that is very, very true. I mean, there's times where, like during investigating, right? Like you'll see something and then you'll go immediately check, and it's like nothing will be there, and then you'll start to question, like, wait a second, how much time actually passed between me checking on it and that thing actually happening?
Yeah,
like I had something actually happen here at my house yesterday, where I was just sitting on the couch watching TV, and I look to my left out the window, and I just see like this blur going across my window, and I was thinking, like, who the hell is outside my house right now?
Yeah,
I literally get up because then I don't hear the door open, I don't hear anything. I'm by myself. My roommates were not home. Nobody was here, and I remember getting up, opening the door, and like looking outside, expecting someone to be like right there next to the door. Nobody was there. I looked around the corner. Nobody was there. I followed around the house. Nobody was there. It was just a weird moment in time where, now, mind you, I chalked it up to being maybe a car went down the highway. Like there's a road that passes by my house, but typically you can make out, like, if it covers, if the figure goes from like half the window down, that's different. Where as a car, you can see like the road, it only blocks out a certain portion of the window. So I don't know.
It may have been in your house, not outside.
I don't think it was in the house, just because it cut off right at the window. like right
Okay.
outside the window.
So yeah, it was more than likely.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Peyton, the first documented account of the term black-eyed kids was in 1996 in Texas.
Yes.
But as we've been
Abilene.
talking, yeah, Abilene. It was in a parking lot, and he was in his car, getting ready to go in the bank or something, I think.
Yeah, I have the story here.
Yeah, you want to read it?
Sure, I don't mind. As Brian Bethel, I'm reading it from Atlas Obscura.
That's right.
So, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Brian Bethel met the black-eyed children while paying his cable bill in 1996 in Abilene, Texas. After finishing a late shift at the local newspaper, he was sitting in his car outside a strip mall writing a check. Suddenly, the hair on the back of his neck stood up. He noticed a group of teenagers standing close to his car. These teens asked for a ride to their mother's house to get money for tickets. They wanted to catch a late-night showing at the mall's movie theater. But something struck Bethel as odd. The movie they wanted to see had already started 45 minutes ago. That's the first red flag.
Yep.
In fact, the teenagers sounded much older than they appeared to be, which that was another thing that I forgot to say is they sound older than what they look. Then in the dim light of the parking lot, he saw their eyes were completely black. He threw the car into reverse and sped away. When he glanced back, the children were gone. So that's pretty much the story of the encounter. So just, creepy, weird, what the heck?
Yeah, and that's the thing we didn't really cover that much. One of the reasons people get this fear or dread,
yeah,
and don't let them in the house is because their questions don't match up. Mm-hmm. So like one of the kids may say, "Hey, can we come in and use your phone? We need to let our mom know where we are. She's probably worried about us." The person says no, and then another one of the kids will say, "But sir, we really need to use the phone. Our father's worried about us."
Right.
And the people will be like, "Didn't you just say your mom?"
Right.
Like, so.
Real quick, hey Terry Mosby, happy to thank you
yeah.
for being here. Jeez, want to make sure to throw it out there. Didn't forget you. And then JD did say they have been around for a long time, 100 years or so, which I agree. I think they've been around for a lot longer. Like
thousands of years.
Yeah, exactly. And then when the internet starts to come out, people can start reporting these things, documenting it. Like it makes the most sense that the 90s is where it really starts to pop off.
Yeah. One of the theories that I did hear going around is that they are actually an uncategorized paranormal phenomenon that we've never experienced before.
Really?
And that it may have been a one-off encounter, but because of the culmination of the internet and information being readily available to the world, that they've somehow become a sort of tulpa or egregore.
Oh, to where we've created it, like made it more prevalent. Yeah. It could be. And some people may just like to also write some very creative stories.
Yeah. No. I mean, I'll be honest. I was fascinated with this subject years and years and years ago, and I wrote a novel about it.
Oh, nice.
Depicting what I thought they would be. So I went more demon.
Yeah, no, I get it for sure. I mean, it makes total sense. Wherever you land on the spectrum, you can nice. You can find different things that relate, like that. If you just pick black-eyed children, you could cherry pick and say, oh, well, it's this, or it's this, it's this. This relates to this, and this relates to this. So it could be classified as so many different things. There hasn't been a real, for right now, I would so far, until we come up with actual solid evidence, I would say it's more of just urban legend.
Yeah,
for right now.
I would agree.
But it's because you don't know what it could be related to, because there's many different phenomena or things that could relate to that. Now, again, the more you think about it, the more you're like, well, could it be aliens? Could it be a changeling? Could it be a skinwalker? Could it be a ghost? Like, it could be all those things. Who knows? So, all I know is it's supernatural of some sort.
When you refer to changeling, I can kind of now lean kind of closer more towards that, because the goal of a changeling is to take on the persona
of
a certain individual, right? And what are these entities known for doing? They're
Right.
known for stalking a certain
Yeah.
person over time and eventually gradually getting closer and closer and closer
Yep.
to that encounter. That's
So let me let's dive into that a little bit more on the changeling side of things, where um, this person's blog that's named "It's Probably Aliens." Love that. It's a great name for a blog.
It is.
They did some more research into black-eyed children, and they kind of talk about like linking it to old European folklore, where the whole changelings come in. So this is something I've found very interesting. So changelings were trolls or fairies in Europe that would switch their babies with human children if something was wrong with their own. In Ireland, especially, a changeling would exhibit symptoms similar to midwich cuckoos and black-eyed children. Changelings usually had parchment skin. I don't know what that means. Like a lighter skin, which was a big indicator that your baby has been switched. Dark eyes were also another symptom. It appears that in Everyone's Grab to be a Different Ghost Story, we've actually come full circle with the original lore. In European Midwich Cuckoo author who changed his children to have pale skin and light eyes to move away from the old European folklore, to move away from a movie that was released 3 years prior, Brian changed his children to have light skin and black eyes. This is what he was talking about, the cuckoos. But some anecdotes that this person has read dealing with black-eyed kids seem to fit more better in lore of the changelings, giving it a more precedence and a little bit more credibility. While there isn't a whole lot of folklore that talks about when these children are swapped, it's easy to assume that they would react similar to the babies. Changeling babies usually exhibit the following characteristics: yellow or pale skin, dark eyes, an aversion to iron. Well, that makes sense. The child is unusually intelligent, which also makes sense. And as a fairy race, where and being that if it was a fairy race, which were changelings, they had telepathic capabilities.
Yeah.
So now that you strip away all the folklore, what have you? So you have a pretty good foundation. So yeah, this person just went into the whole, which you can dive into changelings even more. There's a whole lot behind it, but that, like, after reading that, I was just like, man, that's a whole new alley that I never even thought of, was the European Ireland folklore of changelings. So it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, one of the creepiest things when you deep dive into the changeling phenomenon is how the parents get creeped out with the extreme intelligence.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like they can, like the kids are in their head.
Right.
And I can only imagine how terrifying that would actually be. And it makes sense because babies, not gonna lie, they all kind of look the same.
That's racist. I'm kidding.
It is.
I know. I'm just being.
But you would be less apt to identify that something had happened.
Off. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, but to me, with that whole scenario, right? So back in the day, if you suspected your children was different, your child was different. So what? Is it all of a sudden just going to develop normal colored eyes? Like, how come we don't see more people in the world with black eyes? Like, if they were changelings or something, did they adapt and finally, like, get that ability to change their eyes as well? That whole thing.
Yeah.
If you had people with just black, I mean, you have contacts, right? So there could be fake contacts in people's in. Don't get me wrong, but which I don't even know how long like fake contact lids have been around, but like
late 90s, I think.
Yeah, I say, and nowadays, which kind of lines up with the black-eyed kids if you think about it. Like,
it does, yeah.
The 1996, but I think it was 96, but yeah. So to me, it's just like you couldn't have a whole bunch of people walking around with black eyes for too long. The whole world would notice them. Just like albinos, right? Like, it's pretty obvious when someone's an albino. But
so another way to look at it too is fae folk or fairies,
true,
and all that were typically denoted as living underground in caves and all that stuff. So that may have been an adaptation for dark settings, and as they're exposed more to the light, their physiology would change.
So are bats' eyes black?
I don't know. I'm gonna look this
Because
up.
that makes me think. Because black bats are cave dwellers mostly,
Yeah.
and because I know that they run off of sonar, like what you're talking about, where they can't really see very well, but
Solid black.
solid black. Interesting.
Now let's
Very interesting.
moles. What color are moles' eyes? Solid black.
Interesting. So maybe he has some sort of animal characteristics, or you're right, it could be adjusting to which would make sense why they're most commonly seen at night, right?
Yeah.
Not really during the day. So I mean that also lines up with the vampire lore, but that's just me. So I mean I don't know. That's wild.
The smell of rotting flesh could
Yeah.
be associated with the changeling as it's changing its form
Maybe
gradually.
its skin is decaying.
Yeah,
that's a
it's
very good
shedding
point.
its appearance.
And I've seen some interesting I've had some interesting encounters with things with rotting flesh, but not like oh my gosh, I've seen a physical thing with rotting flesh, but just investigating, and then you touch something and it kind of gives you like an image in your mind. You're like, whoa, what the heck is that? But that didn't have black eyes though. But a friend of mine did say that they've seen black eyes, like that where that happened. They claimed that they had seen black-eyed children in that area, which would be wild in itself. But
Jeremy smelled rotting flesh during investigations, but it ended up just being me.
well, that's rotting of the insides. Diving down the rabbit hole. 100% Peyton. We absolutely are. That's what I'm all about. But yeah, it could be too. It could be aliens as well. I mean, like I said, nobody really knows. You could throw out all the stories, but each story could be linked to something else. I mean, you look at the creepiness of what is it? The oh gosh, what movie is it? The third, is it the third kind?
Fourth kind.
Fourth kind, where you had their eyes would turn black, like they were aliens, like being taken over by aliens. So yeah, 100% could be aliens, but you never know. Could we catch one? But I don't foresee that happening.
So I don't know if you've ever seen the Tremors series.
Oh yeah, I actually just watched. I rewatched Tremors 2 like 2 nights ago.
Yes. So the I think it was the fourth one or the fifth one. I can't remember. It had Jamie Kennedy.
It's been a while since I've seen those, but yeah.
And they actually devised a plan to catch one in a shipping container.
Jeez.
If we were able to do something like that with, say, the black-eyed kids, how do we know that it would stay confined?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, could it teleport? Right? We don't know. Well, here's the thing. Why can't it teleport into someone's house? It has to be invited in, right? At least that's the whole shtick.
And that might just be a facet of lore.
Yeah,
they may not actually need to be invited in.
True. That's a very good point. Maybe that's just to make it more, I don't know, more personal.
Because that was a whole Hollywoodization aspect for vampires. That wasn't actually part of the original lore.
That needed to be invited in, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how that all came about.
Was it who was it?
Bela Lugosi.
Who?
Bela Lugosi.
No. Who came up with vampires first? Like the actual wrote about vampires.
Popularization, Bram Stoker.
Was it? Okay, so Mary Shelley only did Frankenstein, right?
Yep.
She didn't have vampires? Okay. Yeah, because to me, so was he the one that did Nosferatu then? Like the original vampire? Because I mean, you've had beings going back in history that were written in folklore, like that were very similar to vampires, but then somebody popularized it in a story. But I just can't think of who that would have been. Because, I mean, there were people so terrified, they would literally bury people with cages around their graves.
So Nosferatu was a interpretation of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay, perfect.
So Bram Stoker wrote Dracula in 1897, and Nosferatu was written in 1922.
But wasn't there stories of beings well before 1800s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you get into like Chinese mythology, vampires have been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But,
go ahead. Sorry.
If you ever run into one in China, just drop a sack of rice.
Oh, really? Is that what stops it?
So, according to mythology and lore, if you drop a sack of rice, they can't pursue you until they stop and count every single grain.
Man, no wonder everybody's messing up here in America. People keep getting killed by vampires. They don't have rice. Oh, that's why they came to America, to get away from that BS. Oh, man.
That's very possible. They're like these dumb...
They figured this out. We have to go somewhere else. So we just put garlic, and they don't have to... It's easy to count the garlic, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rice, you're just like, well, let me take my time. It's like just plucking every blade of grass. No thanks. I'm good. But yeah, I mean, again, what if black-eyed children are vampires too, right? Let's go down that little rabbit hole.
Yeah.
That hole has to be invited in, which I don't necessarily believe that, but if like this, the guy, Brian, right?
Mm-hmm.
The kids were asking him to give them a ride, which that's not necessarily them like forcing themselves in the car. They're just trying not to cause a scene, right? Oh, you know what? When did Lost Boys come out?
1987.
You know, and I mean, think about it. Like, I mean, groupings of teenagers have been going on for years, like obviously years, but like it only started to become more of a monster, or not monster, but like a horror or mythological sort of thing. I would say starting really in the 80s and 90s is where like groups of teenagers were like, I mean, people already hated this. Well, not hated, but you see a group of teens, they start causing trouble, and you're like, well, dang it.
Well, that's when the satanic panic happened too.
So there you go. So Manson effect, right?
Yep.
So like the whole Manson thing, yes, from the 60s. So
corrupting teenagers, yep.
Exactly. So I wouldn't be surprised if let's say Bethel was making this stuff up. I'm not saying that he is. Just it makes sense to be scared of a group of teenagers that are a little creepy.
Yeah.
Group of teenagers and one person being overwhelmed by several people, that's very easy to happen, right? And then if you see those black eyes, it's, you know.
Before then, groups of teenagers, they were gangs. You know,
exactly.
So like in the 60s and 50s, you would have the greasers and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
The only real people that feared them were the rival gangs.
Right.
They weren't feared by the masses, by the public, until all this stuff in the late 70s and 80s happened, being associated with evil and
exactly
Satan.
Where Hollywood kind of like Hollywood, the news, pop like culture, like exploited that more and reported on that more, and it became worse and worse. I mean, now you have complete takeovers of teen kids. Like there was a Walmart in Independence, Missouri that got shut down by like a group of like 50 teenagers because they overtook the Walmart. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be around that either.
Well, there was the one, I think there was an Arby's or something recently where they overran. It was a live streamer who got a bunch of teenagers together, and they were like climbing on the roof and all this stuff. And they all got arrested.
Well, I mean, so that goes down to that comes into play with the influencers, but then you also have to deal with the riots that were back in 2019, 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a lot of them were teenagers just causing trouble because they had all this anger and this hate that they wanted to get out, but this was the only way for them to really get it out. And you're being that young, you're so full of emotion.
I have a hard time with all of that because where does that anger stem from? They haven't really dealt with trauma.
I know. Well, we got to think every teenager has anger, whether it's towards their parents, they don't get their way because they they have to. As teens, you got to deal with rejection. You have to deal with that hard no, right? And when you don't like getting told no on things that you think are totally right, but then your parents are justifiable, you have that built up emotional anger, and it just builds and builds. And then you're not only that, but you're also dealing with the pressure of kids being bullied, or other like parents might be abusive. Like so, there could be several different things that lead to kids just building up all this anger, and they have no outlets to.
I hate to say it, kids nowadays, especially teenagers, are kind of little bitches.
Entitled.
When we were kids, we would have just been told, buck up, buttercup.
Yeah.
Life's not going to get any easier.
Yep.
And they weren't wrong.
100%. Hey, God, we sound like those old guys now. What's my age again? Jeez,
Yeah.
told him about
They-
damn whippersnappers. Get
They've
off my
never had to
lawn.
live paycheck to
Yeah,
paycheck.
yeah,
worry
no
about
kidding.
bills.
They've never worked a job before. Get out of here. You've never done this, whatever. You had your entire life gifted to you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. But yeah,
It is funny that you mentioned that though, because I find myself on a daily basis checking the weather now,
me too.
and I'm like,
Dang it.
dang it.
I will say I am a big weather follower. I love like being in the Midwest. I love
Yeah.
severe storms. I love I don't love severe storms. I hate it when a tornado happens. Don't get me wrong, but I love a good rain and a good
Yeah.
just thunderstorm that rolls through.
And you got to make sure that your route home from work isn't all
Exactly.
screwed up. And
Well, I don't have to worry about that, so that's kind of
Yeah.
nice. Unless I'm flying to out of city, or out of town. But yeah, to me personally, I can see there's a correlation when you have all that pop culture references to creepy movies back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and then you see groups of teenagers becoming more and more of a threat, more rebellious teens. In the 90s, it makes so much sense for more stories to come out that are like
Yeah.
that.
do
For sure.
you think? Oh, how do I put this? So when dealing with this phenomenon,
Yeah.
do you think that if they hadn't been portrayed initially as children, that they would have been categorized differently?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Reason
What
why-
I'm trying to
yeah,
ask?
no, for sure. If they were categorized as adults, it would just be your creepy adult, it'd be your hitchhiker story, right?
Yeah,
Going
people
on the
would have just
highway, you have exactly
glazed
But
over it. Yeah,
100%. Like people just glaze over so much now, it's insane. Like our government's all but confirmed that UFOs and UAPs and aliens exist, but we just it's another day, it's whatever, it's fine.
well, it's because the government said it.
Well, not just the government though. We're also talking to whistleblowers. We're talking
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I fully think I've known for a while personally. I believe that aliens have existed for a long time. But
I'm thinking now after seeing some recent stories and videos on Fox News and stuff that they may be in places of higher power.
I fully thought that for a long time too. They've
You know
had their
what video I'm
yeah,
talking about?
they've had their influence. Like they've influenced the government for a long time. There was theories going back to I want to say before Reagan of setting up deals with aliens to the aliens could take people for whatever reason, and as
Yeah.
long as they didn't mess with anything else.
Oh, I've heard stories of that going back before Eisenhower.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
it feels like it's been going for a long time. And I mean, did you? There was I can't remember what politician it was, but he came out forward. He's just like, some of these hearings, some of the things these whistleblowers talk about is just sick, and it would make the American public sick, and they deserve the right to know.
Oh yeah,
And so, does that play into the fake alien invasion, Project Bluebeam? But
so I personally believe the Roswell incident.
okay,
I
us actually
think-
shooting an alien craft, it crashing, and then we covering it up.
I think we were told by those higher power beings to get it out of the limelight, get it out
Yeah.
of the mainstream, because I don't think they would have covered it up if it had been a great scientific.
I think they
know
would
what I'm saying?
have. Yeah, I think they would have purely only the United
research?
States. Well, no, the United States population was not prepped for aliens yet. And what I mean by that is, yes, there's been years of so. When did Roswell happen? Give me the year.
1947.
Yeah, there is no way the American public back then was prepped and ready for alien confirmation. There's just no way. It would rock so much. So much stable, it would rock people's minds. I don't think they could comprehend it. The reason why is you had so much back then the religion following was much
Yep.
greater than it is today.
Oh yeah,
I am religious. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that me believing in aliens gets rid of being religious. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, since the 1940s, aka let's just go with the 50s, since the 1950s, we have been prepped with media documents, whether it's, conspiracy theorists blowing the whistle or, whatever. We have been prepped for disclosure for a long time.
And
So much so that if these hearings that are going on these days about whistleblowers and people in government saying, hey, aliens exist, if that was happening back in the 40s, people would be losing their freaking minds.
I am a little leery about this new Steven Spielberg movie, Disclosure.
Isn't that interesting?
It's very, very...
the timing just seems very interesting, doesn't it?
Yes.
And even Spielberg himself, he said, I believe more so now than what I did back for Third Kind.
But I'm wondering if he
Encounters
was
of the Third
prompted
Kind.
to create this to
Maybe
put people more at ease so that when it happens, they're not going to freak out.
Well, I mean, as you know, is digging into weird topics, pop culture and culture, media, whatever, is planted at certain times for certain reasons.
Oh, yeah.
You have, is it Metallica, or I can't remember who it was, a band that went over to some country and freed that country because of the music that they had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
They
and
also
then you have
an earthquake during one of their live performances.
So there, yeah, exactly. So you have entertainment influences, which influencers, we have those now today, right? That make people go into general it's a type of programming, essentially, right? If we want this to happen, hey, let's prep them and start doing this.
So there's two movies that I know of, and I was told about this by Justin and Jay from Cryptids of the Corn podcast.
Okay.
And looking at it now, it's very, very odd. There may be more, I'm not sure. There's only two movies that have ever been funded by the Department of Defense.
Okay.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Huh.
And Nope.
Nope, N-O-P-E. That's the Alien movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that movie was wild.
I loved it. Jason hated it.
Oh, I thought it was great too. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I thought it was fantastic. But
I'd be curious to see if this one is funded by them. Because
that'd be interesting.
That would mean that there's some ulterior motive.
Well, you know what's crazy is it's in Kansas City.
Yeah, I know.
That just when they said that, I was like, no way. Like, what? When do they actually talk about Kansas City in movies? But
never.
Exactly. It's just one of those things. So I am jazzed to see it. I can't wait to see what happens. And if there's some subliminal messaging imprinted into the movie that will affect our consciousness later on, because what we consume, that imprints to our minds. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something tied to this movie in the back end. But yeah, I find that very interesting. The timing.
When does it come out?
Disclosure Day. Let's see here. Disclosure Day movie. It is June 11th. It's literally
next weekend.
1 week essentially. That's crazy.
In your opinion,
just shy of 1 week. Yeah.
Do you think Disclosure is going to come about right after this?
I think it's already happened. Personally, I think Disclosure has already happened. I don't know how many people actually listen to the hearings of the whistleblowers and talk about things that they see, but I think Disclosure now, if we're talking about full on government comes out and there's an alien that walks out during a press conference.
Yes, that's what I'm first contact.
I would, dude.
First public contact, if that makes sense. Because you're right, I do believe in a facet, in a certain capacity, Disclosure's already.
Yeah, I think so personally. But full on alien actually coming. Now, here's my thing with that though. If that does happen, are we sure it's real? Because video things can be manipulated nowadays super easy. 2, if I don't see it for my own eyes anymore, it's hard for me to trust. That's why I would need to see actual
ships in the sky.
This is real. But even then, ships in the sky, we've heard the Project Bluebeam theory for a long time that they're going to stage a fake alien invasion. And I think that projecting images into people's minds and seeing things is a technology that the U.S. government absolutely has.
Oh, I've seen I've read stories that just blow my mind of people on the road and
Yeah.
seeing projected images
Yeah,
in the sky
100%.
like giant birds.
So
And
they can
all that
already
other
they do it with sounds, they can do it with smells. Why can't they do it with things we can
images.
see?
Well, especially if we truly live under the firmament,
Right.
they have something to project it against.
Well, but here's the thing: with holographic images, they're not projecting it against anything.
Yeah, no. Especially with drone technology the way it
Right.
is now.
Oh yeah, drone technology. Wow, dude, that would be wild for sure. I mean, so think back. So here's the weird thing. Think back to some of those 80s and 90s UFO videos where you just see like the random like 5-6 lights in the sky.
Mhm.
How easily can now that be done by drones?
Oh, easy.
Because you don't see the actual shape of the craft. You see what the lights make, right?
Yeah.
You
And
can
it's always
easily
at night.
line exactly. You can easily line up drones. So here's the theory: were those drones back then?
Shit.
Boom.
They could have been government drones that they were testing. Shit, I never thought about that. Because I actually experienced that here in Kansas City.
You're
and,
welcome.
I experienced it in 2018 with my friend Nathan Park. We were driving south down Quivira Road and just about to 87th Street,
Mhm.
and in the southwest sky,
Yeah.
above like where Zarda is.
Okay. Yeah.
We saw like 7 or 8 red lights like appear in a line, and like one would come off and then another one would come on down the like further down the line, and they would just like disappear. I called and contacted MUFON and they told me, oh, don't worry about it, we looked into it, it was just them testing the government testing Black Hawk helicopters.
Brother,
I'm
have
like, really?
you? Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of something.
I was just I don't know, the guy at MUFON was kind of a jackass.
Well, okay. So leading with that, have you talked to Terry Mosby yet? Dude,
I've talked to her, but not about that.
Dude, if you want to talk about UAPs, UFOs, get Terry. I'm serious. We had her on the show. Fantastic. Love talking to her about aliens and ghosts too. Don't get me wrong. All that stuff.
Does she know much about USOs? I'm fascinated by.
Is it the underwater craft?
Yeah, especially when you look back in history and people experiencing what they call aquatic light wheels.
I will tell you, I haven't picked her brain on the underwater craft, but it doesn't hurt to ask her sometime. Yeah, if she's still here, Terry, chime in the chat. There's a chance she might not be. That's fine.
Yeah,
but
I don't think she is.
Right, it's okay. But dude, yeah, I love talking to her about UFOs.
So I personally would feel that if we were ever exposed to extraterrestrial intelligence or aliens, I feel like we would learn that they're not actually extraterrestrial and they actually come from
the water. I've thought for years. So I know what track you're going. I completely agree. I think they're more of like inner Earth beings, or they have bases in the water. It makes the most sense because our tech, we can't go down far enough because of the water pressure. And if you think about the supposed alien technology, that craft submits a type of invisible shielding right around the craft that doesn't succumb to any kind of earthly pressures that we know of, because they can change on a dime. They'll just go the other way,
and the laws of physics don't allow
exactly. So for me, it just makes sense that if they have some sort of outer shielding, electronic shielding that protects it doesn't collapse from the pressure of the ocean, why not? Why not have beings that live in the ocean or under the earth in a sense? Like inside the earth, not under the earth, but like inside the earth. But yeah, that's something I've thought about for a long time. Or, there's also the beings that could come from a different time and they're interdimensional.
Yep.
Like they could be existing on a whole different plane of existence that we just don't understand.
Oh yeah, and folks, this is what happens. We start with a subject and we rabbit hole down another.
Well, just brother, I could talk about this stuff for a long time. Yeah, right. But
So there are entities that we now know about that are around us all the time, but we don't have the perception to see them, and they're called sky rods.
interesting. I hadn't heard this yet.
So sky rods are supposedly an entity that, sometimes when people take pictures and they get the little segmented like lights and stuff,
Yeah.
those are considered sky rods. If you,
Really?
yeah, let me.
I've only ever had that kind of stuff happen once, and it was during an investigation at a cemetery, where I've had these weird little squigglies show up in the picture.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
And I've always tried to
also
recreate it, but I could never get it to happen.
I'm sorry, they're called air rods. I apologize.
Air rods.
Or
No, that's all right.
skyfish or solar entities are elongated visual artifacts appearing in photographic videos and images.
Huh.
So skyfish is what they're called.
Okay. Man, I wish I had my old computer, because I had like 8 different shots of those
So-
weird little squigglies.
This is. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Interesting. So that's different than what I was thinking, but
Yeah, those are considered to be like actual living organisms that are around us all the time that we just can't see.
I've seen things similar to that in my eyes when they get the little squiggly stuff.
Well, yeah, those are.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I see
was
those all the time.
I was kidding on that, but yeah. No, that's very interesting. I hadn't heard of that before. Was that like a fairly
Jason's the
new
one
thing?
that, no, Jason's actually the one that taught me about those a long time ago.
Huh.
They've been around for.
I mean, I've definitely seen some weird, like you see a video of something, you'll see this weird little rod-looking thing to go past, and you don't think it's a bug because of the way the shape of it, right? But yeah, that is very interesting.
So they were termed in 2003 by
Okay.
Robert Todd Carroll, who consulted Doug Yanega, an entomologist, and identified the rods as images of flying insects recorded over several cycles, but they can't be seen by the human eye.
They're a type of insect.
That's what they're claiming.
That's so wild.
I know.
Is it because I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't either.
Like, it just makes me think, is it they project a different sort of light that we just don't see, or
They move so fast that we can't
that too?
perceive them.
Yeah, good point. And that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Science.
But on that note, hey, what's up, Amanda and Phil? On that note, let's
Black Eyed
talk
Kids.
let's talk for a few minutes about what's happening this weekend, and then
Yeah.
by the way, I have a present for you tomorrow,
Uh-oh.
because I know
Hopefully
you probably don't have much to hand out.
Hopefully it doesn't smell like rotted flesh.
No. I made you a ton of
Oh,
stickers
sick.
that you can hand out to people.
Oh, dude, thank you. That's awesome. I
figured it'd
cannot
be-
wait.
Nice to have something to like hand out.
Yeah.
To people.
Like, hey, here, take this. Which I think, which is hilarious. I think my podcast, which I couldn't even tell you if I have any episodes up still or not, but I want to say if I did, it would be like maybe 1 or 2. I didn't have the Parageek podcast going for that long, because then Dave and I got together because I just didn't like the whole solo podcast thing. It's not my thing. But
It's tough.
it is. It really is, man. It's really, really tough. Hey, Carson, nice to see you.
Oh, hey,
Hopefully you're doing well. But yeah, I'm excited for this weekend. I can't wait.
Emmaus Carson?
I think so.
Okay.
I could be assuming, but I think so. I hope so. This weekend will be a wonderful time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is Peyton going to be there?
Yeah, Peyton and
Oh,
Betsy
sweet.
will be there.
Awesome. I can't wait.
I
I've actually
feel-
never been to Little Rock either, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
really excited.
It's okay.
It's okay. My buddy who lives down in Bentonville, he's like, dude, the crime there is horrible. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going there for a paranormal or a dang
It's
it,
better. It's better than Memphis.
Yeah.
I will tell you that.
cryptid conference. So that's all I care about. I'm going there to hang out with friends and have a great time. But
Hey,
yeah,
It is
perfect,
Carson
awesome,
from Emmaus.
awesome. Well, So give me a rundown. So I know there's going to be several speakers. You guys are included, obviously.
We're part of the Temu section,
the
the
Temu section,
the free
yeah,
section.
the off-brand, favorite redhead, of course, absolutely. She's a real ginger, not me. I'm a fake ginger. That's what Jocelyn would say. But she's like, "Oh, you're a fake ginger." I'm like, "Yeah, you're darn right. I am. I actually have a soul." She just doesn't say that. Anyways, silly.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's gonna be great, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've never actually been to a cryptid focus conference. It's always been like paranormal with like stuff sprinkled in, but
so that's it. It is going to be cryptid focused, but
yeah,
there's going to be a plethora of paranormal, UFO, all kinds of people there.
That's gonna be great. And this is Matt's first one, right?
Yeah.
Nice. It's gonna be
great. It's gonna be wild. I'm hoping that the weather cooperates because I've been keeping an eye on it. It's just a thunderstorm all day.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Either way, I know that
we'll have awnings, but
that'll help out. And if
you don't want to have your product under an awning when it's pouring rain,
right? Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But man, I'm looking forward to it. I almost turned it into a motorcycle like road trip too, but I was just like, you know what? I'm waiting on parts and accessories on the bike. I'll just let it stay at the dealership till they get all that stuff put on. And then thankfully you messaged me, was like, "Hey, do you want to just ride together?" I'm like, "Fine, all right, awesome, yeah."
So it's going to be you, me, and Joe. Jeremy's son is riding down with us.
Okay.
So
cool. Well, that'll be fun. Either way, I mean, it's what is it, like 6 hours?
6.5 from my place, so it's probably about 6 hours from you. Yeah.
That makes sense. So
it's not that bad.
No, it's not
gonna be the only bad part is we're going to be driving through the mountains of Arkansas at night, and it's really windy and hilly.
Do you have bad nighttime driving or something?
No.
Okay.
I just don't like driving through the mountains at night.
That's fair. I'll give you that for sure. I don't mind it. I love Arkansas. I love it so much. I wish I could retire down there. Green Chances were moving to Sunday, I thought. Yeah, Offbeat, I agree. I thought they were moving as well. But
I hope
could be wrong.
I really hope so.
I mean, if it's anything like his campouts, I'm super stoked.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be basically like that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, from what I can tell, I'm looking right now. Precipitation is like Google. How well can you trust Google? The highest I'm seeing is 25% at 2 p.m.
I was looking at weather.com this morning, and it said 40% and mostly rain in the evening. Chance of scattered thunderstorms.
Yeah, in the evening, I'll take that. But because
I don't know what route we're taking, Patsy. A road.
To get down there.
Yeah, whatever way's fastest.
I would say so. The fastest way to me, I would say, is most likely 71. Going down to 7, go to Springfield, or not? Yeah, and go like that way. But
not through Joplin.
No, go skip. So
yeah,
you'd basically go down, and it would go past, and go right past Branson. Whatever route that takes you to Branson, that I think that takes you right to, right there.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
But I could be
Corey
wrong.
And Mike from Cracking Cans just hopped on. Right as we're about ready to end it.
Well, hey, it's still better. Better to say hop in and say hey. Helps the algorithm for sure and the channel.
They were gonna hop on with us tonight, but they had T-ball. So
that darn T-ball. Oh man, darn.
They're gonna try to hop on with us next time.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be wonderful. I'm sure. Look at local Little Rock news stations. That's a very good point. Offbeat's got a good point. But I will say, are you guys planning on going live at all this weekend?
I think so.
I think you should. I think you really should.
Yeah, I was planning on doing it during the event.
Yes.
Walking around and
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have your internet with you, which is it's so helpful, right? If you don't need anything from me, do you, as far as like audio or anything like that? Like you guys,
I don't think so. I'm bringing the podcast board with the 4 wired microphones, and then Jeremy has his 2 wireless. I can't remember.
Thank you, Peyton. I appreciate that. We'll definitely look into that. That's probably better. But
so we'll each have both of our Rodes, our wireless Rodes.
Oh, your mic's nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll
so
sound
we'll have
great.
a total of 8 microphones.
Oh yeah, and do some interviews if you wanted to. See everybody's having, see all that stuff. So lay it out for me. So there's a bar, right? And then it's going to be right outside the bar.
So it's a brewery. No.
Okay. Didn't know if you were hawking up chunks there for a second.
No. So it's Old Bart's, and it's like a barbecue restaurant.
Okay.
But then they also have like,
cool.
They don't make. I don't think they make their. They may. I don't know.
Well, you know what?
Maybe a brewery. I don't know. But we're going to be outside in the parking lots in the back and in the front.
As long as, obviously you're going to need power of some sort, right? Or what you could do, whoever has the better phone, you could technically go live on your phones, like doing a little walk around.
Yeah, that's what I was planning.
All that kind of stuff. I'll say Kraken definitely wants to check out everything, so they're asking you to go live. So I would definitely probably do that.
Yeah. I think we'll be good offbeat. We have quite a few microphones.
Good, perfect.
Yeah.
It says on the front if you want to use it. I have a Rode that sits.
They put their microphone on their table for people to.
Oh, makes total sense. Okay, gotcha. I was just like, wait, what?
I'm thinking about doing that too, and putting a microphone on the table and having people want to come up and tell their story. They don't have to be on camera; they can just tell their story, like something that's happened to them or something they've experienced.
What has happened to you?
There's going to be quite a few people there.
That's good.
A lot of podcasters that you're going to get to talk to.
Sweet. And
set up collaborations with. The one that I'm most curious to talk about and pick his brain is Larry from the Rustic Supply Company.
Oh, okay.
Down in Springfield. He's the one that made all of our signs. I don't know if you can see it back here. The metal signs. Yeah. Nice. He has been working on making his own comic book series.
Cool.
Using Art AI. And I've been wanting to start several comic book series for the podcast, so I'm going to be picking his brain quite a bit.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah. That'll be great.
So yeah, if you're in the Arkansas Little Rock area this weekend, Saturday, to be specific, swing by Old Bart's. Check out the Arkansas Cryptid Fest and come say hi to all of us.
Yeah. I'm also excited for the walk around on Friday. I know we talked about, or I know JD mentioned on one of the shows, hey, if you see us downtown, don't be surprised. Like, I'd like to, check out that area down there. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go check out all kinds of stuff.
Sweet. I don't know a lot of the history, so you guys it's new to me. Question, I will say, is the Airbnb haunted?
I don't know. I don't even know the address of it.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. Awesome. Good.
I'm gonna have to get that from him.
That's fine. You know what? If it was haunted, would JD stay there by himself?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious. I don't know.
Me? No. Him, yeah.
You definitely not. 100%. You'd be sleeping in the car before that would happen. But this has been a fun show, man. I'm so happy. What?
I've actually done that.
Hey, I believe you. My friend Mitch, he stayed. So when we were there, he stayed. Sorry, I skipped the detail. My friend Mitch and I went to a Whiteface house, and he slept in his car. He wouldn't sleep in Whiteface house. I'm like, all right, fine. All right. You do what you got to do, brother. Like, I understand. No big deal. But I give him crap for it every now and then.
But yeah, thank you for coming on. Before we head out, tell people where they can go check your stuff out.
Yeah. So I do. Let me just double check this because I don't know if my show is even still on YouTube or not. Parageek. I don't even know if it's even there or not. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I might have to change the name. I'm not gonna lie. I'm seeing more Parageek stuff that's not mine. But even though
yours is a hyphen, right?
No, it's just Parageek.
Oh, okay.
But I will say the show's been around for. It was years ago. Like Dave and I had been going for about 3-4 years. Like we were going before. I'm gonna say before COVID, and I think I did Parageek like right before then. Well, it was around like 2020-ish. So I think when we started Boogeyman, and then I think I did like one episode of Parageek like right before then. So it's like I got to check and see, like, that all stuff, because I don't want to. If someone's filed a is it LLC? Yeah, I don't want to take anybody else's stuff, which is fine. I can come up with different stuff, no big deal. But okay, so Boogeyman Radio, I will say that it's on YouTube. Go there. You can check out many of different podcast episodes that Dave and I have done over the last 6 years. There's the old channel and then there's the newer channel. It's fantastic. If you don't want to go there, you can send me a friend request on Facebook. It's just Charles Fort is what it is. CHARLES FORT. Yeah, Charles Fort. Too proper. I do have a TikTok that I planned on posting more stuff here. Always Dream is what I believe the handle is. Just like my Instagram, you can send me a like on Instagram, or send me a follow on Instagram too. So I believe it's the same. Always Dream on TikTok and Instagram. So yeah, you can find me all those places. I'm not really like out there in. It's Always Dream 62. Sorry, I'm not really out there as far as like social media goes. I've got my private Facebook, and then, like I said, Boogeyman Radio. So if you want to go there. It's no big deal.
Which, if you haven't listened to or watched, you should, because it's phenomenal. Just
okay.
Saying.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I thought you were about to suggest something to me. I was like,
no.
No, I appreciate that. It means a lot. I loved Boogeyman Radio, man. It was a lot of fun. Led me to meet a lot of great people. I definitely miss it. It's a sweet spot. If I could get back in it, I mean, I've got so much besides work. I've got free time in the evenings. I should get back into it personally. But
Dave, if you're watching this, that's your hint.
Yeah, right. He's got his own thing going now, man. He's got Haunting History. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Hey, can't wait to see you too, Matt. For sure, it's gonna be a lot of fun. He said, "Can't wait to see you." Saying hi. Appreciate that.
They're out having fun tonight with John.
Of course they are. I got one more day of work, and then I'm off to have fun too.
Same. My day tomorrow is gonna be horrible.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day for you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Everybody, thank you for watching, and be sure to go check out his links. And we hope to see you this weekend in Little Rock if you're able to make it down. And until next time.
Bye, everybody.